Hi friends, happy Wednesday. Today is day 3 of 10 of our 10 days of Christmas in July. Sorry about the noise, I forgot to take this out of its packaging again. Sorry. All right, tonight we are doing the Jolly door hanger. I believe this is a 10.5-inch round. Let me see here. Get my little tape measure out here. It is a 10.5-inch round, and I did link the kit in the description of the video. Forgot to put down my towel too. Let me do that real quick so we don't have a giant mess. All right, so tonight is another Santa Claus theme, and his little hat says Jolly, and he holds the gingerbread. He matches perfectly to the little sitter that we did the other day. Hello, Connie. Hi, Susan. I'm just going to get out my sponges using the same colors that we did the other day. Hey, Vicky. All right, I'm gonna tip you guys down and we will go ahead and get started. All right, I am gonna do the background in black. You know what? I wonder if I have my big sponge. I do, it's right here. It's right here, but it's nasty because I don't ever wash my stuff. All right, we're gonna try it, see if it works. Hopefully it works. I say black, but I'm not using black. I'm using the pavement color, so the dark gray. I'm gonna try to use the sides. I need to go to the store and get myself some more sponges. Yeah, it's not gonna work very good because the sides are crusty because I never wash my stuff. Do not do like I do. Wash your things. All right, so I was gonna use the big sponge because I like it's quicker and I like the way that it looks. I don't know, it gives it a slightly different textured look to the background, but we're just gonna use our small sponge. You could use a paintbrush, you could use a giant sponge, you could use a baby sponge, whatever you choose to use. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys making it through the week? I feel like this week's gone by fast. Tomorrow's my Friday. I only work for the insurance company Monday through Thursday, and then I work for myself on the weekends, and at night. So I feel like it's the weekend already because tomorrow's my last work day. All right, I think that as much as I love the sponge, I think I'm gonna switch over to a brush. To do a second coat, just because I want it to be nice and thick and dark. I'm not gonna worry about painting over where Santa's gonna be at because of the 3D pieces. So I'm just gonna go around where his 3D parts are gonna go. But as I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it now, I'm kind of thinking maybe to put some distressing in the background. Hello, Marquita. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Pamela. Can you guys believe we're already on our 3rd live for 10 days of Christmas in July? It's crazy. We've got one more tomorrow, and then we'll pick back up again next week. I'll be live Monday through Thursday again. All right, so I didn't do the inside part. I did do all around where his 3D pieces are gonna go and a second coat with the brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this off to the side to dry a little bit. Hello. And then we have Santa Claus, and the majority of him is going to have 3D pieces, kind of like the last piece that we did. So this is all gonna be covered, this is all gonna be covered, and then up here we're gonna have all this covered. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna paint kind of around that if I can. I did, Pamela. I didn't walk as long as I wanted to, but I was able to go out for about 15 minutes, so that was nice. My headache is, I was gonna say back, but I think just still here from yesterday, but it's not as bad today, so that's good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do my red for Santa, and I'm just gonna fill this whole part in. It's easier than trying to go around the edged lines sometimes. So his beard's gonna cover up here. Yes, Linda the Sponge Painter, I'm back. All right, and then this, let's see here. So this is gonna go on here. I just wanna see where it's gonna fall. So I guess really I'm just gonna paint all of this red all the way around his face. Does she? I used to do the shots. I used to do monthly injections myself, and I switched because they made me gain. I've gained like 25 pounds from them. So I did switch to a pill, and it's not nearly as effective as the shots, unfortunately. And then I also take another daily pill, so I take 2 a day. Yay, Gail! Hi, how are you? All right. So we have got the start of our Santa Claus. He doesn't look very cute yet, but he will before we're done, I promise. Let's do, I guess let's do his mustache. We'll do these little white parts. So this is gonna be white. I'm gonna do the candy cane in white to start. And then this part is white too, right? Yep, behind his buttons. So I'm gonna go ahead and get our white pieces done. If I can find my, I set Santa down on top of my sponges and I couldn't figure out where they went. All right. And I'll do a second coat on the white to make it super bright. Hello, hello. I'm hoping to find some time this weekend to paint some of the new kits that I have for the porch sitter gnomes. I think those are super fun. So far I just painted the girl, just like the basic kit. I haven't done any of the attachments for her yet. But there's a football one that I want to do and a fall one. So hopefully I get some time to do that this weekend. Anybody have any fun plans for the weekend? Do I ever paint with chalk paint? So usually I use acrylic, but I do love chalk paint as well. The Waverly's my favorite. So the majority is just acrylic, but I do love the chalk paint as well. It just depends on if they have the colors that I want. So the chalk paint, I don't always have the colors, so I can mix my colors if I want to. But if I'm doing like this multi-projects, I would probably not choose to mix my colors just because it's hard to remix them the exact same a second time, if that makes sense. So unless I could mix a ton up and be able to use it like all week for these projects, I probably would just stick with the acrylics for this. But the chalk paint is awesome Do you like to use the chalk paint, Linda? I think it covers really good. I do love some of the colors that it's in. It just doesn't have all of the colors that I necessarily want to paint with for all my projects. Hello, hello. Hi, Penny. All right, I think we'll do another coat on our beard here in just a minute. That one I was kind of able to do a little bit extra as I went along. So it doesn't need too much. Plus, if I leave it a little bit undone, I don't know what you would call it, kind of gives it more of that real, like, textured, hairy look. All right, so there's that. And now I'm gonna switch back over here to Santa's face, and I'm gonna try to do his skin and his nose, which we have got Warm Buff for that. And again, I'm just using the same colors that I've used all week just to make it easy and to make everything match. And I don't know if I'll stick with the exact same colors for next week or not. I think they'll work, so we may, but I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna use a little brush to do this part of his face, I think. A lot of things I think that the sponges give me more control, but when I'm doing something like this, I feel like I get better control with the brush. And then, once I'm done with that line, I'll switch back to my sponge. Oh, that's fun. I have got so much paint. Just before, well, I got sick just before COVID had started. And so I stocked up on paint then because I was stuck at home and not able to do anything. And then COVID started. Before everything shut down, I panicked and got a whole bunch more paint. And now all these years later, I say all these years like it's been that long, but I mean, it's been 4 years since I stocked up on my paint. I've only bought a few colors, like white, obviously. You know, you go through a lot of white and black. But for the most part, I haven't had to buy any paint in a long time. So there we go. Oh, Gail, thank you. I love to have you here watching. Because this is a 3D piece, I didn't use the paintbrush at all. I'm just going straight in with the sponge. And I just kind of went over it real quick with a second coat before it fully dried. And then I'm gonna go back over this real quick. I just really like to, especially on the lighter colors, give it a second coat so that it's nice and thick and gives it some good coverage. And I'm not gonna worry about going over my lines here because it's gonna be covered up in just a minute. The only line that I'm really worried about is this one, which will still probably be covered, but I just wanna make sure that part looks nice. So I was a little bit more careful there. So let's go ahead and we should be able to start gluing things down. Let's start with his beard. I still haven't decided. I think I'm gonna distress the background of the door hanger. Just put a little bit of some white distressing marks through there. And then I'll move on to Jolly because it's gonna fit perfect with that beard. I just wanna line it up nice. All right, we're not done with our candy cane yet. That's still gonna take some more work. This part, though, we can go ahead and glue down. Get his little nose. I kind of put it up a little bit higher than the edge just because I feel like the mustache part was too low. So I did put it up a little bit higher, but you can line it right up with those etchings if you want to. And before I go any further, I'm gonna do my eyes. Hey Tamara, how are you? And I just used a regular Sharpie marker for that. And I just fill in the etch part for the eyes. So I'm gonna set Santa off to the side. Let's go ahead and do Jolly, his letters for his hat. I think I'm just gonna do them in red. J-O, whoops. Keep flipping it the wrong way, L-L-Y. You think, let's see, should it be done in, I think it should be done in red. What do you guys think? Or should I do black for Jolly? He's gonna be on this black background. So black would look fine too. But what do you guys think? Let me know. While you guys do that, I will work on this candy cane instead. So I'm just gonna go in with the red now because the white's all done and it should be dry enough. And I'm gonna do the red stripes on the candy cane. Red, black, green. Oh goodness. We need somebody to break this up, guys. I got a vote for red, oh, I got 2 votes for red. Hey Pam. Keep some votes coming for me. Whatever one I get most votes on, we'll go ahead and do the color for Jolly. As soon as I'm done with this candy cane. I feel like I got too much paint on there. The glue you used, does it dry really fast? It does. Does it give a few seconds? Usually, Linda, you get a few seconds. It dries pretty fast though. You want to be very accurate with where you're putting it. But for the most part, you do have a couple of seconds if you set it down somewhere and you need to make an adjustment. But you just got to be quick. I was using just the, what was it, E7000, I think it's called? E6000, E7000, something like that. Before I found this glue, and I loved that. But what I found is, like, when you're working with tier tray items or little pieces, it takes forever for it to dry, or like the sitters. So I couldn't glue it all together and then pick it up and show you because it would take like overnight to dry, where these ones I can pretty much glue it down and then stand it up and show you. So it definitely dries quicker than that glue. So there's my little candy cane. Let's see here. Black. Almost putting in green. So now I've got 2 red votes and 2 black votes. Oh, let's see. That's gonna be, so we've got the, we're gonna have red and green here on this piece. And then we've got our little gingerbread guy. And he's got little hearts that are 3D. Those are gonna be reds. We're gonna have some more red with that. So maybe black would look better just to give us some more color. And then this is gonna be like right here in this area, I think is where I'm gonna put this. Green, black. Now you guys are changing your votes. Hi, Karen. Oh, I got an itchy nose all of a sudden. All right, I think we're gonna do black. We're gonna go with black. Oh, it's all dried up. I gotta get some more. Now we got a whole new color, gold. Gold would look good too. I think we're gonna stick with black. So I'm gonna do black buttons like we've done on the other pieces for our buttons this week. And then we just have the little jolly part. So let's go ahead and do this. That I'm gonna use the sponge for because it's way easier for me. Yes, my hands get dirty, but that's all right. I do not mind that at all. I just found out today that I was selected for a fall craft-a-thon event, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'll have more details for you guys soon on that. But I'm excited. Oops, my fingers are sticking to it. Ugh. All right, so we've got Jolly. I'm gonna go ahead and glue right onto the board because otherwise I'm gonna stick it all over my fingers. And because it dries fast, I usually only do 2 letters. If I do more than 1, 2 is the max. Otherwise it'll dry without the letter on there. Oh, there's a hair. Oops. See, that was close. I set it down, it shifted, and it almost dried that quick. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. I will definitely share that information with you guys when I have all of the details, so you guys can come and watch. All right, so there's Santa with his little Jolly hat. We're gonna go ahead and paint some white on here. You know what I should have done? I can do it around it though. And say I should have done the snow text on there. But we can do some around that, or we could just do it on the little ball here when this dries. All right, and let me do our buttons and this little white part on his shirt real quick, and then I'm going to go back to the hanger, the backer part of it. I think I put this upside down. I did. It was meant to go the other way because it has like a little bit of a curve, whoops, here at the bottom. So I keep moving it. All right, I'm gonna move that out of the way. I'm gonna go back over here to my door hanger, and I am thinking about doing some distressing on here. Just a little bit. Got way too much paint on there, so I'm gonna go ahead and offload it just right onto my board here. Definitely gonna go around the edges. And then I might add some more into the board here in a second. I don't think I want it to go all the way around. It just gives it just a little bit, maybe. We'll see. Watch, I'm gonna continue. It's gonna end up going all the way through it because I changed my mind, I think. I'm just not gonna do very thick. It's very, very light. So I just did a little bit of that distressing around the edges just to break up that super dark background. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna glue Santa down on here. I'm just gonna put the glue right on the backer. And then I sprinkle it around a little bit. Might look like there's a lot of glue there, but there's just a tiny little bit. Do it really thin. So there we go so far. So on here, on this one, we put our little leaf right here. So maybe we'll do the same thing right there on the hat. And then we'll have our little ball, and I think we're gonna do the snow text for the ball. And maybe we'll add some like dots in the background to look like snowflakes or something. I'm thinking, we'll see. Oh, I just dropped Mrs. Claus on her face. Poor Mrs. Claus, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit darker for our cookie this time. Last time we did the same color for the cookie is their skin tone, but I'm gonna do some toffee to give it a little tiny difference. Can you guys still see me? I feel like I moved. Make sure I'm still on the camera. I'm gonna let that dry, give it a second coat. I am gonna hit this with the dryer real quick. You could, absolutely. You could do snow text anywhere you wanted to. The only thing I don't recommend is if you don't want to put it down where you're going to have a 3D piece that needs to go over it, because it's not going to stick that way. But otherwise, you can put it anywhere you want to. Just going to glue down our little palm here. I'm going to switch back to this real quick. Get a tiny bit of green for our leaves. I think I had the black on this before, and so you can kind of see little pieces of the color coming through the green. I like it. Which gives it some more dimension. And then I think just like we did the last one, we put some gold streaks in there. I think we're gonna do that too, just to make it match, but we'll see. I mean, we don't have to have that. We're gonna make our little berries red. And then we've got our little hearts, our 3D for this guy, our gingerbread guy. I'm gonna do those in red. I think this is all the pieces, so then we'll get to work on our details next. Let's do, I don't know what to do, hold on. I'm gonna clean this brush off. I'm gonna get some white, if I have any left. I'm gonna try to do the arms here, because I did the arms in white, like icing on the other piece. It's a little messy, but it works. It would be very messy if it was real icing too, because I could not do all those cute cookies and things that people do. Hi, Dorothy. Let's see if I can use the tip of this to do red for his little cheeks. Ta-da, he's so cute. So stinking cute. And I'm gonna use my tiny Sharpie to fill in the eyes. I used to be afraid to use markers when I painted, but do not be afraid to use the markers. What you gotta make sure you do is make sure that your paint is dry. Don't use it over wet paint, because you'll ruin your markers and your project won't turn out the way you want it to, and then you'll be upset. So there's our little gingerbread man. How cute is that? And these, I think, perfect. I was gonna say, I think, oh, maybe not perfect. Hold on. You don't want to fit that way. This way, maybe? There we go. So you just gotta kind of spin those around to make sure that they fit exactly where you want them to. Sorry, I got my blankie and I'm twisted. My legs are all twisted up in the blanket. Okay. So now we get to have fun and glue our pieces down. And it's etched right where they need to go, so you can't mess that up. And then again, I think I'm gonna do this right here because that's where we put the little piece on our last Santa that we did. All right, so now I'm done with glue, so I'm gonna put that up. And then it does have the holes in the top so you can hang it right with those. You don't have to staple anything to it or try to glue or anything like that. Just use your string, your ribbon, whatever. All right, let's see what we wanna do. I think I am gonna do some white dots on here. I'm not gonna use that paint though because it's very thick and it takes forever to dry. Is there any left in here? There's a tiny drop in there. So I'm gonna use the regular acrylic white paint and I'm gonna go ahead and just put some dots randomly. Wherever I feel like they need to land, and it's just gonna look like little snowflakes. I feel like those ones got too close. I don't know what I was thinking there, but that's whatever. They're there. It landed. See, I'm trying not to do too many, just kind of spacing them out. One right here. I don't like how close those ones got, but it's too late. No fixing that. Stick one right on the edge in a couple of spots. Maybe one right there. So there we go. Isn't that so cute? I'm gonna go in with my marker. I think all this is dry, and I'm just gonna try really hard not to mess up the polka dots that I just did. That was kind of silly. I'm just going to go along the etching to make that line stand out a little bit more in a few places. So we did his eyes. I don't think I did do his mouth. Let's do that part. His eyes are done. The only other thing I want to do is this, which does feel like it's dry, so I should be good to go. So I'm just going to put in some lines between the white and the red. And I went way off my line there. Way off my line there too, darn it. And there, what is going on? I'm gonna go back in with a thicker marker now to fix my mistakes. Hopefully fix them and not make them worse. There we go, that's better. I do not think that I want to do anything else to him. Oh, I do. I want to add, I messed, oh my gosh. I messed up one of my polka dots and then I almost dropped it and messed up the whole thing. So I messed up right over here. I smeared a dot. There we go. I fixed that. Let me hit it with the dryer real quick before I try to do anything else and mess it up. I want to do the snow text on his little palm and then we'll be finished with it. Hopefully we're good now. So again, Snow-Tex, if you're new here or you haven't seen it before, it's kind of like sand just with white paint or in white paint. And glue, I guess it would probably have to have some glue in here too to make it stick, right? And I just get out a big lump of it and stick it all over where you want it to be. So I'm sticking it on his palm because this would be nice and fluffy in real life. And this just gives it that nice 3D texture. Ah. Might not be for you if you don't like to get messy, because it is definitely messy. I'm just kind of spreading it around to fill out that palm, and then when I'm done, I just wipe it off. This I've had for probably at least 2 years, maybe even 3, and it's only half gone. It's $4.99 at Hobby Lobby, so. All right, friends, let me show you our door hanger. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see if I missed any comments. Like the look of the Snow-Tex. Will it interfere with the workshop? My fall, are you talking about the fall event that I was just scheduled for or accepted for? It will not interfere with my workshop, nope. All right, guys, there it is. Here's our project for tonight. Yesterday we did, oops, she fell out of her base, but yesterday we did Mrs. Claus, and Monday we did Santa Claus, and tomorrow night we have some Christmas ornaments. So join me again tomorrow night live if you're able to. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me again, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good night, everybody.